What is on top of the deck? What is on top of the deck? Oh, it's Lightning Helix! Oh my god! Oh my god!
Welcome to Hunt the Week.
Hello, everyone, and welcome into the show. Everyone, come on in, have a seat. I welcome you all. I welcome you all in to this wrap-up show. It's rare that we get the 6th episode in a season, a wrap-up show for Pioneer Masters. I welcome you in, each and every one of you, of Nicholas's cruelties. I've seen so many of you this league, and you've been so good. You're such a good card. I like you so much. And you do so much for so little, and you ask so little in return, and you even exile. I just can't thank you enough. All of you Ob Nicholas's cruelties out there, thank you for being a part of this league, and thank you to everyone who was a part of this league. As Pioneer Masters comes to a close, and as we get ready for Aether Drift League, what can I say? Let's reflect back on the good times. Week 1, Jace, right? Week 2, Chandra. And of course, week 3, Elspeth. I think it was Jace. Maybe it wasn't Jace week 1, and I'm just wrong. I don't know if you're a new listener to the show, but we don't do much fact checking here. We kind of just say what we're thinking and we go with it. It's also very early in the morning as I get ready to do my record with our guest today. That's why the episode's a little late this week. I really wanted to get on somebody in the top 8 who hadn't been on before, but I'm getting Evan on, Evan L. But Evan lives in a very, very different time zone than me, and we had to wait a little bit for our schedules to line up, and they're lining up today. Get ready, get excited, get pumped, and get ready for Aether Drift, our next one coming up as we wrap up Pioneer Masters League. Let's go ahead and let's open the gates.
Open the gates!
That's right, as I record, this is your official top 8. Well, we've got everything's locked in. Everyone's ready. We even got the tournament set up for next week. The big mega draft is coming. If you're not a part of the mega draft, if you don't watch the mega drafts, you should. They're super fun. They're a really, really good time. I mean, that's what it's all about, right? We play these 6-week leagues so we can make the mega draft, and then you get to do some crazy, big, fun draft with extra packs and play some of the best Magic you ever played with some great players. This is your Pioneer Masters top 8. Number 1, pennant winner, Sawyer T, the Soy Boy. The most pennant wins out of anyone. Congratulations, Sawyer. What a great player he is. I beat Sawyer in a practice match one time this league, and I'm just going to hold on to that for a while. He went 5-0 this week, too. 5-0. Wow. Way to go, Sawyer. Thomas C, Jamboree, 20-10. Evan C, Peas of Crab, 20-10. Evan's been on a tear, too. He's become a regular top 8er. Jordan M, JM Tron, he lives in the top 8, 20-10. Evan L, Evan, 20-10. Ryan M, Rern. Well, welcome back to the top 8, Ryan, 19-11. Christopher G, Oompa Loompa, this guy top 8s all the time, 19-11. And Richard K, our player of the year from last year, 19-11. Sorry. Only 5-0 in the week was Sawyer, because oh boy is it hard to 5-0 in week 6. I mean, I don't think we get many of them, but congratulations to Sawyer. His deck looked crazy. Take a look at it in the deck archives. Take a look at everyone's deck. Look at what everyone was playing. This is what got him there. You know, this is what you should expect from a week 6 deck, from a top 8ing deck. Go take a look and see what they look like, and then maybe go, oh, okay, I'd see what I'm doing wrong. They actually got good cards in here. I gotta get some of those. I gotta get some of those in my pack. Some more Ob Nicholas's cruelties. Am I right? Or am I right? Well, as we wrap up Pioneer Masters, again, this is the wrap-up show. We don't get these a lot. Normally, at this point, we're starting the new league. We're actually starting the new league this week in a couple days, Aether Drift. I'm very excited for it. The rules look great, but this is not the Aether Drift kickoff show. No. This is the Pioneer Masters send-off, the goodbye. We remember the good times. The Jaces, the Chandras, the Elspeths. We remember that we ticked up only to tick down, right? Like, we tick up so that we may tick down. And that's what we did. I enjoyed Pioneer Masters. I don't think it was my favorite league, but it also wasn't a bad one. It was kind of just in the middle for me. I think the league stats that they put out were pretty on par with my thoughts. But I'm ready for Aether Drift. I'm doing the Roto right now. I'm getting excited for it. I'm really ready for some new Magic, a new set. I don't know how I feel about Aether Drift. The spoilers aren't really catching me, and the theme isn't really catching me, but I'm gonna have a positive outlook. And I hope it's just good Magic. And I don't know, we're gonna have a good time with it. We're gonna start our engines. We're gonna get to max speed. It's gonna be exhausting. Uh, but I'm ready. We've already got some fun songs cooked up. It's going to be a great week for Magic. We're getting our pools, and we are going to be starting that race. But we can't just start our race yet. No, 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 no. We got to wrap up Pioneer Masters, and no one can do it but me and my guest this week. So let's go ahead and let's awaken some things inside of us.
This better not awaken anything in me.
That's right. This week we are awakening some things inside of us with Evan L, aka Evan. He's got one of those names where his name is just his name. His real name is his arena name, and it's Evan L. Evan. It's Jamie W. Jamie. There's a couple of those on the server. And Evan is a two-time top 8er. Evan is, I don't know, a good player. Two-time top 8er in only a few leagues. Really excited to talk to Evan, to learn about them, because I don't know much about Evan. I really don't. So I'm excited to learn all about them, see what they got cooking, see how they feel about their second Mega Draft, see what they learned in their first Mega Draft, and we got some great league questions. So let's go ahead and listen to my interview with Evan now. All right, everyone, join me this week as we awaken some things in ourselves with Evan L, aka Evan. Welcome to the show, Evan.
Hey, thank you, John. Thanks for having me here.
Hey, thanks for coming. It took a little bit of work to get you on, but we made it happen. And I will say you're listed as America on the AGL sheet, but you're not in America, Evan. It makes it a little
That
tough.
is true. Yeah, I am American. I moved to France last month, so
Very
my time zones are
recently.
harder now.
Oh my gosh, was that like hard for your body? I'm sure the adjusting alone for everything. I'm sure it's very hard.
Honestly, I mean, Pioneer Masters is probably the set I played the least
Uh huh.
in of all the arena sets. But I was just traveling for basically all of December,
Uh
so
huh.
I was doing plenty of adjustments. By the time I got to France, it was sort of okay.
Wow, look at that. I like that like slide. I barely even played this set. And yeah, top 8, no problem, man. You kidding me?
Top
Ah.
eight lucky pool.
Well, I would love to know, Evan, when did you start playing Magic?
So I started a long time ago, when I was in elementary school.
Sure.
It was I don't know how, like, a friend of mine was into it. I think it was like he had a family friend who found out about it or something. So we were in like fourth grade or something, and I
Hmm.
remember getting a starter set of sixth edition, which had
Nice.
the rocks, the like 5/5 that can deal damage, like a Thorn Elemental ability,
Oh yeah, sure.
and that was very cool. And so I played sort of all through middle school, high school, and then stopped when I went to college.
Hmm.
And picked it up again basically with Arena. So like 2019 is when I started playing actually.
Is there a set that you remember coming back to for Arena? Was that like a Korea
It was
time?
no, it was earlier. It was Guilds of Ravnica
Nice, the
had just come
guilds.
out. Yeah,
Have you always been a limited player, or are you not even a limited player? Are you
I
like,
am
no
only a
man,
limited player.
yeah,
I
nice.
I'm limited only Arena only basically. Like at least when I was in the US, I would try to go out to a pre-release when a new
Hmm.
set came out. That was basically the only time I played paper. I have a friend who invited me to some Commander games. I never quite got into it. So I like limited, but don't really do much beyond that.
Have you found any card shops in France? Have you even like seen like a French pack of Magic cards yet?
So there's a few other expats here that I think we're going to try to do a draft sometime in the next couple
Awesome.
of weeks. I'm not the person organizing it. I think the guy who is just ordering packs online. I mean, there are certainly card shops here.
Hmm.
Even like the little town I'm in has a board game shop. I just haven't checked it out yet.
Yeah.
But my French is not really good enough yet to play with French cards.
Well, that's the beauty is you learn the cards in English, and then you just go, "Oh yeah, I know what that does." You'll seem so smart. People will think that you're like, "Wow, this guy knows everything about every card." Oh,
So
you
I
guys.
did that when like I got back in on Arena. I was actually living in China at the time,
Oh
and
wow.
went to an LGS in China. And like my Chinese is good enough that I can read the cards, but even so, there's a lot of the like keywords are very different in Chinese. Like
Hmm.
hexproof is essentially like ghost warding. Like it's a very, very
Sounds
different.
so much cooler.
Yeah. But it also means like I like looked through this was M19, so it was like a simple set.
Yeah.
And I like looked through it all ahead of time, went to the pre-release, and even so, like I was definitely the only person there who wasn't Chinese, and they were like, "What's this guy doing here?"
Yeah.
So
That's awesome. The world traveling, playing Magic all over the world. That's a very cool thing to be doing.
a little bit,
China,
yeah.
France. Have you played in any other countries besides China, France, and America?
I don't think so, no.
That's still very, very. Do you have Chinese when you played in China? Did you get Chinese cards?
Yeah, yeah, I got Chinese cards. Yeah, it was a pre-release. So I remember I
Ah,
got the foil one was Leonin War Leader, like the 4 mana 4/4 that makes cats.
it's a good card. Good card in that
Yeah,
set too.
yeah.
Very, very cool. Very, very interesting. You're surprising me here, Evan. Uh, but we're not surprised to see you reach top eight in Pioneer Masters, because like you said, you had a good deck, you had a good pool. Is that what helped you get there? Did you have any other big experiences or plans or strategies that helped you make it to the top eight?
I mean, I like my deck a lot. So I was playing a red black deck.
Nice.
It was had good sacrifice synergies. It sort of could play aggro when it needed to, could play more control when it needed to.
Hmm.
I, I mean, a couple of things I did. Um, the first week I got a couple comeback packs from War of the Spark, and War of the Spark had very good like red black sacrifice stuff going on
Yeah, it did.
with my starting packs. So I mean, I pretty intentionally like I didn't get any Strixhaven packs because red black's not a thing there. Like I ended up just sticking with red black for the whole league because my starting pool was strong enough in those two colors.
Very cool.
Um, and yeah, I had 4 copies of Read the Bones, the like
Yep.
draw two, scry two, lose two life, and so
Yeah,
like I would side those in or out depending on the matchup, and that was pretty good for still being able to compete against the controlling decks.
very cool. So you didn't care about the two color weeks 3 and 6. You're like, I'm red black. That's fine.
That worked
Like,
well for me. Yeah, I did well those weeks. I did have some strong green splashes earlier in the league, so like I dropped those, but it was maybe 4 cards on my pool that I was dropping for those weeks.
see, I could see that because like everyone, not everyone, but most people were on 3, 4, 5 color stuff,
Hmm.
especially like by week 2 and going into week 3. So if you can get down to two colors by then, yeah, it's kind of easy pickings for you.
Well, also my fixing was absolutely terrible. Like I had a great pool in 2 colors and no fixing at all. So
That
like
does help, right? Like
yeah, didn't
sometimes
have
I'll
much of a choice.
sometimes I'll build a 3 color deck. I'm like, man, this deck's great. I have no fixing. I can't play this
Yeah,
thing. You know,
yeah,
like there's nothing worse to losing to your own mana base or losing before you get to play. So like, give yourself a chance, and it looks like it worked out for you.
yeah. Thank you.
What was I see you're a two-time top eighter. What was the last league you top eighted?
It was cons, which was also my
Cons of
first league.
Oh, your first league. Oh, were you rookie of the league that league? You must have
I
been.
was, yeah.
Congratulations, Evan. Congrats. Not an easy thing to do.
Yeah,
So
it was a fun league. It was a fun intro to AGL, and then I've been sort of floating around like somewhere in the top half since then. But I this is my second actual top eight.
oh, so cool. And you had never played cons before, right? Because it sounds like you
Yeah,
had
that's
kind of missed
correct.
it.
Yeah, I that was I don't remember what was going on in my life at the time, but I had a bit of time to play on Arena, so I was drafting that one a decent amount on Arena.
Oh,
But
fun set.
yeah,
But we're back in your second top eight. I want to know, what did you learn from your first top eight, and how are you gonna bring that into this one? What are you gonna do differently this time that you didn't do last time?
I don't know. I mean, it's different set, different. I don't know. My last time was my first time doing a mega draft, and that was
Yeah.
just like a whole new format for me, and so that was pretty exciting, being able to get 6 packs, see that sort of power. So I guess continue to sort of stay open through the mega draft.
Mm-hmm.
The cons one was 6 packs of cons for the mega draft,
Yeah. Not
and
much to really
so
practice there, right? Like
right, exactly,
it's more
and
it was more like, what don't you want to draft? Because I was in that mega draft. I was in that
mhm,
mega draft, Evan. Yeah, it was. I did go into that one just being like, I want to play white black, which I did end up doing.
yeah.
But I think is this one all Pioneer Masters, or is this one kind of funky?
I think I need to look at it again. I think it's alternating Pioneer Masters War of the Spark, Pioneer Masters, Strixhaven, Pioneer Masters, Neo,
Interesting.
all the sets from the league.
Very interesting. So you get Strixhaven where you get to learn lessons, but you only get one pack from everybody. So that's pretty tough. Um, Pioneer Masters plays really well with itself. I mean, they all the sets work together really well, I think.
Yeah.
I did like a lot of these sets. They picked some really good ones.
No, I totally agree. I saw the rating was a little low on the supplemental sets chosen. I thought it
Yeah.
actually did really well with what we were doing here.
Yeah, and those are all good sets. Those are fun sets to draft. They're strong sets. Like there's not really any stinkers in there. Like yeah, I was also surprised to see that people weren't into the packs that were chosen. So yeah, you can't please everybody all the time. No, here's the thing. No one will be happy with it with
Mhm.
anything. So I think you just do what you can and hope it's for the best. Well, I'm excited for you for your second top eight. You got some tough competition coming around. So I'm going to be rooting for you. I really
Thank
am.
you. Yeah.
Have they picked a day? I know it's this upcoming weekend. Have they picked a day and time yet?
Yeah, it is this upcoming Saturday.
Upcoming
Um
Saturday.
uh
Nice.
1 p.m. No. Yes, 1 p.m. EST, which is
1 p.m.
7 p.m. for me.
Yep, because you're in France. Your time's. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little surprised how easy the scheduling was on this one. Usually, when we have people around the world, it gets a little tough. This one seemed to lock in pretty quick. So, way to go for that. That's always like the hard part is scheduling.
Yeah, well, this one I think everyone in the top eight is in North America except me. So
They just had to meet you somewhere, Evan.
yeah,
You name the
yeah, basically.
place. Well, I always learn a lot from people on this next question. Kind of tells me a little bit about your play style, what you like to do. What is your favorite Magic card?
So I couldn't think of a good one for this. I think maybe because I just play limited and don't have a favorite commander or anything like that.
Hmm.
I feel like I always have a favorite card each set. So like I was playing a couple drafts of March of the Machines this week because I was on
Yeah.
a road, and whenever I got what is it? Meeting of the Minds, the like convoke draw spell.
Oh, yeah, that card's great.
Like I feel like every time I see that in a pack, I take it. I don't know if that's necessarily my play style. Like I don't think I'm a super like control card drawy player, but that's a fun one. Thinking across sets, all the companions from Ikoria I thought were great in the
Yeah.
draft. Like Lurrus is a really unique card to build around in draft environment.
Hmm. Yeah, those are the companions are so fun. And that's again another thing in Mom, right? All the companions are there in Mom
Mhm.
too.
Yeah, totally.
Uh, but like that made Ikoria such a fun redraftable set to be like, all right, I'm pack one picking Gyruda or I'm pack one picking whatever, and like and we're doing this. Like this is what we're doing. And like we're gonna make this work and we're gonna see if it works. And then sometimes you just get lucky and you just get handed like, oh, this is Gigantha? Sure, I can already play this. We'll just put that right in there. No
Right.
problem.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah, companions, they change the game in a fun way. And like we always talk about deck building restrictions in League, and that's what companions are. I
Mhm.
wish we would have landed on the companion league in what the Chaos League, the Planes Chase, where everyone got to choose a companion to have for the
Oh,
week.
that'd be
Oh,
interesting.
it would have been super because if you get to choose, it's like, well, you can kind of
You
game
can
that a little
really,
bit,
yeah.
right? Oh, I think that would have been really neat. I think it would have been cool. Well, we got a whole slew of questions from the league this time, Evan, and we got a lot of them to get through. Are you ready for your league questions?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. This one is from Raphael F. Prudent. What is your preference between playing Two-Headed Giant with a random partner or normal sealed for pre-release?
So I saw some of the chat about this. I've never done two-headed giant with a random partner. I think
I
it
haven't
actually
either.
sounds sort of fun.
Yeah,
Um, like pre-releases are meant to be casual. I think I'd enjoy that. Um, sure, I'll go with that as the option.
I like that. And I love Two-Headed Giant, and the opportunities to play Two-Headed Giant are few and far between. You don't get many of them. So yeah, play with a random partner. That could be really fun. Could be. That's the thing. It's random. You never know. Could be great. Could be terrible. But maybe you make a new friend, right? Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, I don't know too many people in real life who play Magic, so good way to actually meet someone.
And Raph does have a real question for you because that was a debate that was going on that I kind of interrupted. But Raph would also like to know what is your favorite guild and why? Do you have a favorite card from that guild? And if so, what is it? We're talking two color guilds, Rakdos, which you're very familiar with, right? We got Simic, we got Orzhov, we got Izzet. There's so many to choose from. Which one is yours?
Yeah, so when I saw the question, I just went with first instinct. My first instinct was Simic.
Nice.
Um, and the like one of the cards that jumped out to me for Simic was Shark to Crab. Um,
Ooh.
that I mean, it was right around the time I was starting playing again on Arena. It was I think that was in Ravnica Allegiance.
Uh-huh.
And it was powerful, cool, unique, weird. Uh I remember back in sort of original Ravnica enjoying Simic there as well, just sort of building up +1/+1 counters.
Hmm.
Uh so yeah, I'll go with that.
And I just love Shark Tank. What a fun name. Like you know everything
Totally.
about that card from the name. Shark Doe Crab. It's a shark, octopus, crab creature put together. I used to always like in the Dragon's Maid set, there was a card called Croconora, which was a crocodile frog, and I always just called it the Crocofrog.
Mm.
And like, oh, I love it when you get like fun creature types that meld together, and Simic usually gets fun creature types like that.
The Karlov Manors League, I had that 212 elk, shark, crocodile, turtle, whatever it was.
Yeah,
Uh and it was in my deck for probably the first 4 weeks of the league and like had some surprising results. Like it was not a good card. This is a 212 that you can pay a bunch of mana to make it attack, and when it deals damage to the opponent, you draw cards equal to its toughness or something.
sure.
And it got in there a couple times. There's a couple times it drew 12 cards off it.
I mean, drawn 12, it's hard to compete with drawn 12 cards.
Yeah.
Like, and at 212, not much is getting past that. Like,
Yeah.
that's a nice,
Yeah.
it's kind of like that. And I don't know if you have looked at Aether Drift or if you're excited about Aether Drift or if you even plan on playing Aether Drift. But there's like that '08 wall for two, and that's the big
Right.
hot debate. Like, is this card playable? Um, and I don't know, but an '08 for two, I might play that thing. I mean, that stops it like everything. It stops
Yeah.
everything. Um, do you have any thoughts on Aether Drift? Are you excited for it? Does it look good? Does it look like it's not your thing? Uh, any hot takes?
Yeah, I am excited. I am excited to see what they do with all this vehicles and mount stuff.
Hmm.
Like Kaladesh or Avishkar, like that was one I was not really playing.
Hmm.
Like I got back on Arena a little after that, and so I think I missed out on the debut of vehicles. And I've seen in a bunch of sets, but they're so focal in Ether Drift. I'm curious to see just how that all plays out. And it definitely looks like a lot of them come with ETBs, sort of function more in enchantments in some ways. Uh,
Yes.
so I think they're playing with some interesting design space. It's always fun to see something new.
And I think it's so funny because I always thought of saddles as like fixed vehicles. Like
Right.
it's a
Now we have
vehicle
both.
that, yeah, it's like, well, now you get both. I'm like, huh. I'm like, how is that going to work? Because it's like my vehicle doesn't crew like saddle my creature, and my saddle creature, I don't want to crew my vehicle with a lot of the time. Um, but then there are fun cards in there that are like, whenever there's saddles or mounts or crews or saddles or like they get to do both with certain things. So I think there is some really cool and interesting design space there. Um, and yeah, I am excited for it. Some of the artifacts, a lot of the artifacts, you're right, they're like enchantments. They got an ETB, they kill something, they grab a land, they do a thing. Um, I am excited for it. I have high hopes. I'm hopeful, Evan. I'm hopeful.
Yeah, well, 2 more days until it's out on Arena.
Oh, I know that's the problem. That's the other problem is that I keep on wanting to cube draft. I'm like, I gotta save my gems and gold, like,
Yeah.
because the Aether Drift's about to come out. Richard K. Preacher, another top eighter with you in the Mega Draft. Would love to know what is your favorite soup?
So I had to Google, is chili a soup? I do like chili. Chili is a stew. Chili is not a
Mm,
soup.
yeah,
Um, Next, my mind went to, have you had like in China and Vietnam, they have just sort of like egg and tomato soup, like sort of a clear broth with egg and tomato, very sort of refreshing.
I have not, but that's when you say egg and tomato, is it like big hunks of egg and tomato in this broth?
It's yeah, so like you scramble eggs,
Hmm.
you stir fry tomatoes, and maybe there's a bit of some type of green vegetable as well and some green onion,
Hmm.
and all just sort of floating in like a clear broth.
Hmm. No, I've never had it, but that sounds really good. It does sound very light and refreshing.
Yeah, it's a nice accompaniment to a meal. It's not like a soup I would eat by itself, but I feel like in a lot of Chinese, Vietnamese cuisine, often the meal might end with a soup, and that's a good soup to end with.
Is there a name for that soup? Or we just call it tomato egg soup.
Yeah, tomato egg soup.
Very interesting. If you've had tomato egg soup, please. Let us know. Let us know what you thought. Here's my thing. I don't like tomatoes very much, so I may
Hmm.
be I love an egg,
You
but
may be out on that one.
I may be out. But maybe I like a cooked tomato, so
Hmm.
maybe in a soup it would be okay. Um, I'd have to try it. I'd have to give it a try. Our next question comes from Jordan M. JM Tron. Another. You got a lot of questions, people you're going up
My
against. Okay,
competitors.
we got one from Evan coming down here later. They're all over. But Jordan would love to know. You're in a competition with the devil for your soul. You get to name the game, sport, activity, whatever, but you can't choose magic. What do you choose?
So I think I end up doing some type of word game, which I probably end up losing. Feel like Devil's probably good at those, but like Bananagrams or something.
Okay.
Uh, I enjoy those types of games and usually do pretty well at them, but not sure about the Devil as a competitor there.
Here's the thing, Evan. The devil's gonna win at anything you do. That's the
That's true.
devil's. That's
That's
the
true.
devil's
That's what I
trick,
do.
right?
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter what you pick, so you pick anything. But war games. So yeah, Bananagrams, a Scrabble. You do the Wordle. Do you do
Yeah.
that the Magic Wordle that was going around for a while?
Oh, I did see that. Yeah. I haven't done it recently. I did see that one.
I just don't know enough about
Yeah.
Magic's history. I need to be like Magic Wordle, but the set is like the current set, and then I'm like, okay, I can probably
Yeah,
do that.
I can sort of do that. Yeah.
But when it's all Magic cards, like, do you ever play the art game? Like when they do those the feature drafts on Monday, and Richard plays the art game while they're waiting. Um,
No, I haven't seen that. I don't watch enough of the feature drafts. I need to check that out.
yeah, I mean you're in France, it's tough, right? But it's just like it just shows a random Magic art, and you have to name the card, and it's just like some people are so amazing at it,
Hmm.
and like I'll get 1 out of 50 maybe, right? Like
Yeah.
not an easy thing. Our next question comes from Bob P. Hit. What are you hoping to open in your Aether Drift AGL pool? This assumes you're coming back for Aether Drift. You coming back, Evan?
I am coming back for Aether Drift. Yeah.
Wonderful.
Uh, I mean, in terms of power, like a bunch of the gods or planeswalkers or stuff like that. In general, I'm trying to think. I don't think there's been a single league that I've played blue, and so if I get a cool blue pool, that's something
Interesting.
different. Because I seem to keep ending up in like the Jund space, which is where I was this league.
Sure.
Uh, I think Duskmourn I was there as well. So, yeah, maybe a nice blue something, and see what that deck looks like.
I like it. I'm hopeful for Blue and Aether Drift. They get some fun stuff. They get a Planeswalker too with Wu Yang Ling.
Hmm.
Lots of card draw. There's even a counter spell. So we'll see what Blue can
We'll
do. I
see.
mean, who knows? I'm not. This could be a splashy set. There are a lot of lands that tap for multiple colors, right? Like I don't know how
Yeah, I
splashy.
mean that could be another good thing to wish for in a pool is just some good fixing.
Yeah, that's I guess that's the thing. We'll see how it is because like Aether Drift feels like a more aggressive set. It feels like kind of a faster set just from looking at it. But maybe that's just me thinking, oh, cars are fast, racing is
Mm.
fast.
There's lots of
This,
keywords.
yeah, but also like vehicles are pretty slow. Like
Hmm.
you need a creature, you need to cast the vehicle, you need to crew the vehicle, and then you're not attacking with the creature. So it's like maybe it's not so fast. We're gonna find out. But yeah, a lot of the keywords, a lot of the starter engines, max speed, like there definitely is gonna be an aggro deck out there. It's just will the format be an aggressive format?
Hmm.
Um, we're gonna find
Be
out.
interesting to see. Yeah.
Jack H. Racket would love to know what is your favorite card from Future Sight?
What was it? So I think the question was one of the
Oh,
color shifted
favorite
cards,
color shifted card from Future Sight. Here's the
which
thing.
is
I haven't
Planar
played
Chaos technically.
Future Sight. Yeah, so I couldn't answer this question. This is a tough one. Favorite
So
color shifted card.
yeah, I was playing during like Planar Chaos Future Sight. Monetize I think is really cool. Just that was something I'd never thought that white could have a counter spell. Like that was
Hmm.
something that I remember being sort of mind blowing at the time. So Monetize being one white counter target spell control pays one.
Beautiful card.
Um, yeah. Also, just I really liked that Time Spiral block. This was when I was in high school, and the color shifted cards all have these beautiful frames, look very different, and then
Hmm.
Future Sights everything is really weird the set after. So I remember finding that really cool when I was playing back then.
Back when they did blocks, Evan,
Yeah.
and we could spend time and learn. I can't tell. this is my one of my I'm like grumpy old man yells at magic all the time.
Mhm.
But like I can't follow the stories anymore. I had somebody explained the story on the side server and I read it and I was like, this is dumb.
Yeah, I read the synopses sometimes and feel like I don't fully appreciate it.
Yeah, it's like I don't get it. I don't understand what's going on with Jason Verasca and Loot. Like I don't really even get like what the main arc of what's happening right now, other than like, yeah, it's a race and we're doing race stuff and like that's great. It sounds fun, but what's Jace doing there? Why isn't there a Jace card? And or for like if they're there, why aren't they on the cards?
Hmm.
Like I feel like like the story isn't explained well. Maybe that's just me not reading the story at all and then going, yeah, I don't get the story because I didn't read it. That's my fault. But that was the nice thing about blocks. You had,
Hmm.
Khan's a Tarkir. Sarkin goes back to Khan's, his home plane, or whatever. It's not called Khan's, but whatever the plane was. And then he goes back in time in the next set. Boom! Now we're back in time to when the dragons were around. And we find Ugin and we open up Ugin's egg. And then how do we gotta fix it? We need Ugin to fight Nicol Bolas. So in the next set we go back to the future, but Sarkin changed things. He messed things up because he went back in time, the paradoxes, and you get all this extra time to
Hmm.
build more of a complex and interesting story um, that you get to follow through for like half a year, right? Or like back then, sets weren't every other month or whatever, but
Right.
and then you play with the same cards. You're like, man, this is so cool. And I feel like I just really miss block drafting and block formats and the block storytelling because you could really
Hmm.
had time to like chew what was going on, and like these days every set is just like it's like a one-off episode of like a sitcom. It's like, yeah, this is the one where
Hmm.
they go to
They're all wearing hats. Yeah.
yeah, this is the one where they go to the go-kart track. Cool. This is the one where they find a weird little alien monster. All right, like that's neat, but like what are we doing here? What are we doing, Evan?
Yeah, it was. I mean, when I mentioned Shark to Crab earlier, Shark to Crab felt very unique at the time, but it feels like they've leaned into that sense of humor since then. Like Shark to
Yeah,
Crab would not be like. There's a lot of sharks in this current set, even. Uh, yeah,
there are
it's
sharks and pirates, right? There's like a bunch of those
yeah,
things.
it jumped out in Ravnica Allegiance because it was weird and cynic and unique. And I mean, I don't know if it's for good or bad, but they've definitely trended more in that flavor direction the last couple of years. It feels.
I agree wholeheartedly. And again, I think I've mentioned this last week, but the MTG Goldfish podcast talked about it a lot, where they're like, this set feels like an unset because everything
Mm,
they just make the joke. What used to be like they would wait for an unset to make this kind of joke. It's like, they just do like 10 of those jokes or callbacks
mm,
or puns. Everything's a pun on something now, which is like, it's great. But when you do it all the time, it loses the flavor,
right.
right?
Yeah.
Like, it's not as exciting. And what is Jace and Veraska and Loot doing there? And why aren't they on the cards? Sorry.
Yeah. I mean, I do remember this is dating myself, but back when I was in middle school or whatever, I remember I would always get the novels when they came out because that was
Yeah.
back when they actually had a novel for each set, and I really liked the Apocalypse one. I remember. I don't know why. Like this might have been middle school humor I enjoyed.
Hmm.
Like there's something where Squee dies a bunch of times, and as a middle school, I found it very funny. Uh, and I remember reading like Torment was good. I think like the whole like Odyssey block, Onslaught block.
They used to make comics. I used to read them online. I don't even know how they release them anymore. I think they release them online, but they also do podcasts now. Again,
Hmm.
I'm out of the loop. But I'm also not interested because the last few times I tried to get into the story, I just wasn't into it.
Would you
Like
be
Blue,
into like a TV adaptation? Like there's always rumors of Netflix doing something.
I would, but I think they would have to do it right, and I don't think they're gonna do it right, if I'm honest. Like, I would love to see, like, I
Mm.
loved the idea of the Chandra animated show that was originally supposed to be done with like the Russo brothers, and I was like, I think Chandra's a super interesting character. That's great. Then they changed it to it's the Gideon show. I don't care about
Hmm.
Gideon. Gideon's like not even like a main character in Magic, so I'm like really not interested in a show about Gideon. Um, I think there could be, but like I don't think they know what they're doing. I don't think they know how to do
Hmm.
it because they want it to be. I don't know. It's like how do you make it not the Avengers when they already did the Avengers thing with the
Right.
Gatewatch and all like the good characters. They're kind of getting away from a lot of those. Like Jace is not the face that he was 5 years
Mm.
ago, right? Like who is the main character in Magic right now? Like is it Chandra maybe? like maybe it's Loot, but like I don't want to say that. Like Loot's not
Right.
even a
Yeah.
planeswalker. Like
It is very new.
so it's hard for me to even know like who to follow and
Right.
what isn't like how do you build a story when I don't know who the main character is? It's tough. But people love that League of Legends show. Like I haven't seen it, but
Right. I
people
haven't
say
seen it
that's
either. I've heard
like
it's good.
I've heard it's like amazing. People are like, "Oh, it's one of the best shows ever released." And it's like, man, Magic was like they were on the ball. They were like gonna release around or before that show did, and instead they had all these problems that never happened, and Arcane kind of beat them to the punch, and
Right.
people loved it. So I think they're just too far back at this point. Like
Mm.
they don't know what they're doing. Like because even like also we're about to get all the universes beyond stuff, and at that point like Magic IP is like slowly going away, and instead it's more like, hey, remember Marvel or Spider-Man
Right.
or whatever? Like, and then like you can't make a Magic TV show about Spider-Man and Final Fantasy. Like, it's
Right.
gonna be insane. So I don't know. I would watch a show, but I don't. I think Magic IP is kind of going away, which is
Hmm.
sad. Which is a
Yeah.
great.
It'd be
Oh, go
interesting
ahead.
what direction it all goes. I mean,
Yeah.
there's some unique sets coming up. There's the space opera one. There's
hmm
returns to some favored planes.
Yeah, there's some good stuff coming out, and I like the Universe Beyond set, so like I'm sure those will be good too. But it's hard to convey the magic essence in a
Right.
Spider-Man set maybe or a Final Fantasy set.
Yeah.
But great questions for our great segue into our next question. Preston B. Vorbis, what IP would you like to see in a Universe Beyond or Secret Layer treatment?
So this one I will see, but I'm very excited about the Final Fantasy sets.
Yeah.
Set that I've been I actually have been playing the Final Fantasy VII Rebirth recently.
hmm
And the Final Fantasy is another thing that I was very into in middle school, high school, stopped for a very long time and picked up again in the last couple of years. I just got a Steam Deck last year, and so I'm now trying some of the later Final Fantasy games I never got to. So I'm excited to see how they interpret all that. Um, if there's an IP that's not on the road, I was trying to think about what a good one would be. Uh, I don't know if it would ever happen, but like Nintendo could be interesting. Just sort of like Super Mario
Beautiful.
type stuff.
Yeah, that's amazing. I love that idea. Nintendo sounds great. Mario, Peach, Zelda, Bowser, Samus. There's a lot to grab from Nintendo. That's a great one.
I mean, it's essentially Super Smash Brothers, but as a card game,
Yeah,
which seems pretty interesting.
which sounds great.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got me hooked on that one. That's a good one. Nintendo. This question's from Emmett, and it just says Aether Drift 1/1s you could beat into a fight. I'm gonna amend this into how many 1/1s could you beat in a fight? Which will maybe tell us.
Very much depends on the one ones. I looked through the Ether Drift spoiler to see what Ether Drift one ones there are. There's one that's a mouse. I think I
Yeah,
could beat that one.
sure.
There's one that's a giant flying serpent.
That's tough.
There's there's like a large beast with someone riding on it. There's a flying squirrel with someone riding on it.
These are one
So
ones?
these are one ones that get bigger.
Okay, they get
But
bigger. But they're probably pilots too, a lot of them.
they're like so the serpent's like the green blue signpost uncommon
Mm-hmm.
that like one flying death touch gets +1/+1
Oh,
counter when
sure.
exhausted. The other two are mounts. Uh so I can beat the mouse. I could probably beat a decent number of mice. Until they bring along the elephant. That's a mouse that when you exhaust you get an elephant token.
That thing's so good. Yeah, that does sound tough. I guess it does depend on the one. There are a lot of 1/1s in this set, but there is that red deal two to everything. That thing could be
Right.
great.
With cycling.
Yep, with cycling, a lot of cycling. I'm happy cycling's back. I
Yeah.
love cycling. Cycling's a great mechanic.
Ikoria was a great set, and I feel like it's a bit maligned because of how strong Cycling deck was. But like that was also just such a unique deck. Like if it
Yeah,
was one notch weaker, I think that format would have been really fantastic.
that card needed to be a rare or whatever. The
Yeah.
solar, not
Zenith
so
Flare.
yeah, Zenith Flare. That it was
Yeah.
uncommon, and it's just like that card was great. The deck was really fun, but man, like you couldn't beat that deck when it was even like a B or a B plus
Right.
sometimes because like everything cycled. You could play any color, it didn't matter. get a couple of those Zenith flares, and like really hard for you to lose.
Yeah. So I mean, this set it looks like there's more cycling too. Ikoria had a lot of cycling one, so curious to see how that holds up this time.
Our next question comes from Evan C. Peas of Crab, another one of your top eighters. Can you explain 818?
Yeah, it's my Discord name, I think is Evan L818. It's my area code. I grew up in LA in the San Fernando Valley, and so that's cell phone area code.
You made him dox
Evan
himself.
L was occupied.
What
Dox myself to the second largest city in the US. I no longer live in.
From LA to France, our last question comes from Brindis T. If you could ban a basic land type, which would it be and why?
I think it has to be white. I think white just does less interesting things than the other colors. Like red can pick up the aggro piece, blue can pick up the control piece. The game survives without white. It's not as good, but it survives.
And white is like, what is white's identity? Every now and then they try to give white like a new identity where it's like white grabs planes out of your deck, or white can also draw cards, guys. Come on, white can draw cards. It's like, yeah, but the other colors do it better. The other colors do all of these things better. And yeah, other than like enchantment based removal and soldiers and Gideon, what is white really doing? I don't know. I like that choice. I probably would agree with that, I think. Well, Evan, that's going to bring us to the end of the interview. Thank you so much for making time. I know this was a little tough for us to get together, but I really appreciate it. It was great to learn a little bit about you, and here you are, a two-time top eighter. Like I said, I'll be rooting for you this weekend, man. I hope you you come prepared, do a practice draft or two, get ready, and learn some lessons and have some fun.
Yeah, no, thank you so much, John, for having me on.
Hey, happy to do it. Good luck out there, and hey, we'll see you in Aether Drift.
Yeah, see you there.
Wow, Evan, what a cool guy. What a great guy to talk to. Couldn't have had a better guest on the show. Doing better and better so that he can try and take home his first Mega Draft. I hope he does. I'm rooting for him. He's got tough competition. He's got Evan. He's got Ryan. He's got Richard. He's got Jordan. He's got Sawyer. Oh boy, this is a stacked Thomas C. Jamboree top 8. So you got an uphill battle here, Evan, but I'm sure you can do it. Have that luck on your side. That's what it's all about, right? Having a little bit of luck goes a long, long way. And play some good Magic. You made the top 8. You know what you're doing. You can do it, Evan. I am rooting for you. Bring home that first Mega Draft. Oh, wouldn't that be amazing? And that's going to do it for the show this week. This is, the kickoff for Pioneer Masters. Sorry it's a little late. But it was either no show or wait a little bit to get a guest on, and I decided to wait a little bit. But hey, we'll have another Aether Drift show coming up here soon in just a couple days. Get ready for that. We are kicking off Aether Drift League as we wrap up Pioneer Masters League, and I'm going to see you there. I'm going to be there. I'm at the very start. I'm that person that runs up, and I take off my little bandana, and I hold it up in the air, and I throw it around. And when I drop that bandana, you rev, and you take off, baby. Because that's what we're doing. Until then, I hope you get to keep a good 7, because this is the Mega Draft. That's what it's all about. You need to keep a good hand, and I hope that shuffler is in your favor, because if it's not, it's going to be a long week. It's going to be a long Mega Draft, and you're going to be out of there pretty quick. So I wish you luck to all our Mega Draft contestants and Pioneer Masters, and I'll see everybody here for opening pools of Aether Drift later on this week. Bye, everybody. And I guess this is going home.
I need something to play.
It's Pioneer Masters League.
These cards seem okay.
It's Pioneer Masters League.
I wish I knew the mechanics.
You open packs or save up picks.
I often say build soup deck.
They've got rules for
At
that.
least I'm gonna try to build gates.
It might not work for 2
I
weeks.
often try to swing for face here.
Planeswalkers are very near.
Maybe just a color more.
Put some rares in while I pour.
This league's getting big.
Get some more wins in there.
Say what's in this bill.
It's got some spice in there.
I wish I knew how to build this mess.
We'll get it right when we practice.
I often say no to aggro.
Red, white goes burr.
At least I'm gonna say that I tried.
Take those cards and turn them on their
I
side.
really must play.
It's Pioneers Masters League.
Holy bot, I've come to seek your help. You see, I've lost my last league match. I need a pack, a 2-drop or removal, so I can beat my next opponent. Bonus sheets or double rares, please. Value cards. Just give me some direction. No, not like this. A rare dual land. Oh no, my pool, whatever can I do? Oh no.